Welcome to Cbfu from the shop, live at Manifest Comics in Bayonne, New Jersey for the week of May 20th, 2015.
Yes.
We got 4 books for you, as per usual. We're going to start off with a book from IDW.
Yes, this is an independent book. This is Insufferable. This is by Mark Waid and Peter Krause. I believe there was originally on Mark Waid, he has like an online thing called Thrillbent. That's where this originally premiered. And I'd read it then. I read it a while ago, a long time ago. And it's a good story. It's sort of like almost a Batman and Robin if they were related and they had like a falling out. And this is like years after their falling out.
Yeah.
And it's a really good story. Mark Waid nails the characterization. Actually, I believe him and Peter Krause worked on something else together from like Boom a long time ago.
I think so, yeah. I can't remember exactly.
It was like a bad Superman gone bad story.
Oh, yeah. It was, there was 2 books about it, too. What was it called? It was like Incorruptible?
Yeah,
or something
that
like
was
that.
it. That was it.
Yeah, that was a really good book, too.
So this is a similar vein as like superheroes in like a sort of real world setting. And it's really good. It's interesting. These 2 heroes have been like, they've gone their separate ways years ago over something that happens. And this is them being forced to work together again. And it's interesting. I mean, you can tell it's like it was originally digital, just the way the layout. They haven't done much to like you know.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's a good story. And if you haven't read it before, I would definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Waid's always, well, not always, but he's almost always good. He's one of the best. And I also read it in digital because you gave it to me to read in digital. And see, like, it's like the Marvel, I don't know what they call it, Infinite Comics, where like you swipe it and there's like almost an animation, but not quite, like where like some of the boxes come up.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on that. I look at this and I prefer like a hard copy comic that has, they can just go through like a regular comic. I prefer that.
Yeah.
And you're right, you can tell that there's something off because the panels are definitely, they're not like your typical panels because they're bigger. And there's like, you know, you can tell it's like kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's like what is it called? Injustice, the DC comic. There's a couple comics that get released in print, but it's a good story. And if you haven't read it digitally, I would say read it here.
Yeah.
And I would prefer actually to read it in hard copy.
Yeah. No, I would give it 7 out of 10 Lugos. It's a good book, and it was well worth your time.
Cool.
And now we enter Battleworld.
Battleworld. We got the next 3 books are all Battleworld books. Secret Wars. We reviewed Secret Wars 2 last week. Set up the whole realms of Battleworld with Doom as the God Emperor. And there's 3 very different books that we have today. The first one was one of the ones that I was looking forward to the most. It's called Ultimate End. It's by Bendis and Bagley. And it's basically the 616 and the Ultimate Universe are living together on a piece of Battleworld.
Yeah.
They're sharing
the land of Manhattan.
Is that called Manhattan? Yeah. And I'll tell you, I like the story for what it is. I like the art. I love Bagley's art. He's one of my favorite artists. But it doesn't like fit what Hickman has done. So I'm trying I'm enjoying the story, but I'm also at the same time trying to wrap my head around how this fits.
Yeah.
You know? And it doesn't completely.
But sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does.
It's weird because it's not like Bendis completely ignores what's going on in Secret Wars or anything. There are references to Doom, there's references to Thor Corps. There's a lot of those references, but then there are pieces where it's just like, this doesn't fit. These characters shouldn't be here. This character didn't make it. Yeah. It shouldn't
unless
be here.
There's like, unless these aren't those characters and they're just like almost the 616 characters. But I mean, this 616 Tony Stark is not Superior Iron Man. When he was Superior Iron Man last we saw him fighting Steve Rogers. And we don't know how they got here. They seem to know their whole lives like outside of Doom, but they're just on this island and they don't know how they got there necessarily.
Well, they know they think they know where they got there, but it's not the reason that it should be.
You know, I hope in the end it makes sense.
Yeah, no. Well, this is only the first issue, so it could very well I
hope so.
Fit.
Yeah.
But right now, it just doesn't feel like it does.
It doesn't. I don't understand it, but I do like it, and I would keep getting it. And it's the end of the Ultimate Universe, which I've been following since I was a sophomore in high school. So, which was when the Ultimate Universe started. So, I would highly recommend it, but I'm very confused. But at the same time, I'll give it 7 out of 10 Lugos.
Yeah, it's not like Bendis sometimes just ignores completely whatever and does whatever he wants to do. But this isn't that because there's enough here where it says, okay, this does fit. But then there are moments and characters just like shouldn't be there.
I don't know. I'm hoping that it comes together a little bit stronger. Yeah. What we got next?
Okay, this next Battleworld book. This is A-Force #1. This is the all-female Avengers team. This is by co-written by Margaret Bennett and G.A. Willow Wilson, with art by George Molina. And this is a really good book. This fits the Battleworld, Secret Wars world in a way that the Ultimate End doesn't do as neatly.
Yeah.
First of all, the art by George Molina is really good.
Yeah.
I've seen him before, but I think this is some of his strongest stuff.
Yeah.
And this is a world, this island, where it's not like an all-female island. There are men on the island, but it's just an all-female group of superheroes protecting this island of Arcadia.
Yeah.
And She-Hulk's the leader, the Baroness of that world.
Yeah.
And it's just a really good, strong start. The characterizations of the characters are good. I'm interested in the mystery that it sets up.
Yeah.
And it just fits seamlessly into the Secret Wars world. I really liked it.
Yeah. I also enjoyed it. It fits much better, like Isaac said. One of the things that I like about this the most is if you look at the cover, you see some of the A-Force members, and they're not all focused in this issue, but they have the best versions of the characters. 90s Rogue was my favorite, but it was the best version of Rogue. Also, She-Hulk is kind of like an amalgamation of the different She-Hulks. Some Runaways characters. Phoenix isn't in the book that I recognize.
No, she was.
Which I didn't see.
But just background.
Yeah,
she was in the
so
background.
a lot of these characters in the background, but I mean it's a good group of characters, and I would again I liked it better than Ultimate End. I would recommend this highly.
Yeah, no. When this first was announced, I wasn't excited about it or anything.
Yeah.
But if this keeps going as it's going, it's a really, really good book.
Yeah.
I would give it 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Really good.
Right. Last book is Planet Hulk by Sam Humphries and an artist. I'm not going to bother looking it up. This was one of the books I was looking forward to the least with Battleworld, because I don't care for Humphries. I didn't care for the premise. It didn't get me in any way. But this was a really good book. I would put it on par with A-Force.
Yeah. I think I liked A-Force more, but yeah,
it's much more of an alternate reality kind of thing, because it's a very different Steve Rogers going into a world of Hulks, and it's crazy stuff, but it's really good. It also fits into the world of Battleworld much better than Ultimate End, and it's just the art is good. It's solid art that I don't recognize the artist, but solid art, solid story, good action, and I'm looking forward to where it goes next. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I really liked it. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything. Sam Humphries hasn't done anything for me in some of his previous Marvel book. This is probably the strongest thing I think he's done. And I think in some ways, A-Force and Planet Hulk has the easier job than Ultimate End.
Yeah.
Because they're dealing with alternate universes of the characters, and they're clearly alternate universes of the characters.
Yeah.
So you can just start from anywhere. This is a clean start.
Yeah.
Ultimate End, I don't think, has that luxury.
No, it doesn't.
And it becomes more confusing because of that.
Yeah.
But it was a really good book. I enjoyed it.
It's a very cool Steve Rogers, and it's a world of Hulks, and I'm a huge fan of Hulks. And now I'm a huge fan of Planet Hulk by Sam Humphries.
And also, Greg Pak does a backup story.
Was that Greg Pak?
Yeah.
Okay.
He did a backup story with Amadeus Chow, featuring in that world.
Cho. Yeah, I liked it. I give it 8 out of 10 Lugos.
Yeah, very good.
So it's a really strong start for Battleworld this week, and there's other books coming out this week from the Battleworld.
Yeah, there's an anthology of
Spider-Verse.
Battleworld,
We'll put up pictures in the
yeah.
credits, but there's a lot of books coming out. So come out to the comic shop, get all your Battleworld books. Convergence is almost over, so DC's almost back, which is good. And just get your comics. And if you get a chance, go to a different Facebook page, facebook.com/narrowbridgefilms. And we premiered the first episode of our web series Lost and Found yesterday. It's a 12-part web series. Takes place after the series finale of Lost, and then it just goes from there.
Yeah. Comedy, drama.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff.
It's going to be really good.
So check that out. And that's it. We'll see you next week.
Buy some comics. Bye.